Hello once again my friends, and welcome back to our next episode in our Let's Play City Skylines series. In the previous episode, where we'd left off was the reaching the milestone of a little hamlet, which is when we reached a population of 460, and by doing so we had unlocked the landfill site here. We had also, we had also unlocked the fire service, the medical service, my mistake, yep. And we had also unlocked, and we haven't got it down yet, but we had unlocked the first level of education, the elementary school. Which currently just don't have enough to put that down, but that is definitely going to be one of the objectives of this episode. Now, also, by reaching the population of 460, we had unlocked a couple of features in the economy. So one of those was taxes, which will allow us to adjust the rate at which we tax the different zones, and the other one, if I remember correctly, was loans. You can take out currently we can take out one loan, but as you get on later through the game, you can take out to a maximum of 3 loans and these are the different types of loans you've got here. Now the third tab here is the budget. Now this will allow us to adjust the expense that's put into each of these services here, that you can see, and they will adjust the efficiency of that service. So obviously if you pay more, you will increase the productivity of the electric or the water, the landfill, garbage services, healthcare, education, etc. As we got here, we've got our public transport systems, which we'll unlock later. Alright, so as mentioned previously, hopefully in this episode we will be able to get enough in the budget to put an elementary school down. But at the moment I think we'll probably just continue to address the RCI demand that we currently have. And so to begin with, let's try and get some more residential down as we stayed paused here. So if we have a look at our water, we've currently got water already running here, and we can just piggyback off this power system here. It does look like we are running a bit low on electricity, so let's go into the budget here and adjust the amount that we actually spend on electricity to help increase the productivity. So if we bump that up to 120%, that should help increase the amount of electricity, and it shouldn't affect our budget too much. We are currently in the surplus of 1,000 credits per week, so adjusting by that 20% shouldn't affect it too much. And we'll just resume here as we try and build up enough money to get another wind turbine. We'll pop down over here. Alright, so we're still got about 600 credits left, so let's just have a look around, try and get an idea of where we'll put this residential. So I don't want to continue too much further down this way just yet, and we'll try and probably just fill in more up here. Now I don't want to, as we move further forward, I don't want to have so much residential off this actual major road. So now we've got that 6,000 budget, so let's just quickly get this wind turbine down, try and find somewhere we can get 8 megawatts. No, not here. Alright, if we go this way, there we go, we've got 8 megawatts here. Try and get as close together as possible so we can fit as many in as we need. Alright, so that should really help our... Yeah, alright, so we've got 10 megawatts in surplus now, so if we go back into our budget, we can lower that back down from the 427, 433 we're currently paying, back down to 100%, I get that right, and then that should hopefully lower that. No, it's continuing to go up. Oh, well, we'll come back and check that shortly. Alright, so as the budget slowly builds up again, we have a really high demand for residential, so we'll get a road down. If we don't have too many intersections, and I think building a road here will just cause unnecessary intersections, so we might just build the road along here, and that will allow us to have residential coming off the road, off this small road here, and not actually coming off there. So we might leave that there and then go for another zone here. Now, as we can see, those power lines are interfering with where we can zone, so we will have to get rid of those. So before we do that, let's zone in the area. Put some marquee residential down there. So we'll wait for them to build up, and then we will be able to get that bulldoze tool, and then just get rid of these lines, and that should be fine. Yep, like that, quite easily. Fantastic. In fact, what we can do is we can get rid of all these together. There, power coming in here and power going out there. In fact, we'll just do that there. We can continue to get rid of these. Ah, and look at that, we've just reached a population of 900 people, which has unlocked the next tile available to us. It has also unlocked a few features here. We've got the districts and the policies, which very much go hand in hand, which we'll be discussing shortly. We've unlocked the ability for a second loan, more policies here, and these this one here specifically is for the industry, which we'll discuss, and this one here will affect the services. The new services we've unlocked is a fire department and a police department building. We've also unlocked some unique buildings. Now, as we discussed here with the industry specializations, these are how to explain them? These are specializations for the industry which will affect the natural resources that we have available to us, which we were discussing on the map selection screen. So where we have some farmland, some agriculture, we will be able to specialize an industry there for the agriculture, and it will pop down some farms and factories related to that industry. Same thing for forestry. If we have a lot of trees around somewhere, we can pop down a industry there and specialize it in the forestry, and it will be a renewable green energy source and won't produce a lot of pollution. Now, these services policies that we were discussing before are for our power usage, so we can adjust the amount of power is being used by each individual building, so we can lower that consumption down. However, it will increase an actual incur an actual cost of 5 credits per building. Same thing for the water usage. Now, the smoke detector distribution, it helps to lower our fire hazard amongst our buildings. Now, as we mentioned that we'd unlocked the fire department and the police department services, those buildings are a police station and a firehouse, which we'll be looking at shortly. So as we go back into play, we'll just pause this again, continue to these power lines, surplus to requirements. So as we were planning, we were trying to get rid of these power lines to get the residential zoning in. So let's put in a couple of these gaps which are left by the power lines there, and that's properly zoned for residential. Let's get rid of those there because they're surplus to requirements. Alright, so that is it's looking a bit better. It's helped to meet some of our residential demand. Now, as we were saying, we want to try and get a school down. Now, I think what might be best is we might try and get a school down here. That will provide fantastic coverage for the residential area and give people close access to some education. So we'll put that down there. Now that's still leaving us with 13,000, so we might also try and get a fire department down. Now, as we can sort of see here, the buildings are indicated with a orange colour here, but they also go slightly brown here, which is suggesting that they don't have as high a fire hazard to them then. And these are orange ones. But as we go over to the industry, we can see that they are a more bright red colour, so they are a more serious fire hazard. So for our first fire department, we probably want to put this down somewhere close to the industry, and that will actually change the coloration here to something a bit more closer to blue. So if we were to put it on this major road here, say like so, doesn't turn on. If we have it there, that will cover the commercial area at the top here, but it won't actually go too far into the residential, so we won't notice too much colour change of the buildings in there. But definitely the industry and the commercial will start to change colour as we resume back into the game. Unfortunately, that has used up most of our money here, so we haven't got the police down yet, but that will be a target for a bit later on as we continue. So let's unpause the game and let's see how this progresses along. Well, one thing to note is I haven't actually... Oh no, the power has jumped across. Fantastic. That was quite lucky there. Fortuitous positioning. Alright, so what's... so the commerce over here is saying that there's not enough workers. So we will need to continue working on our residential zoning. As you can see, we've got a fire. Let's have a bit of a look at this fire. Any moment now, there we go. So as we have a fire in the residential here, obviously this isn't, being properly covered by the as the fire trucks pull up, and now firefighters start hosing the place down. Yeah, it wasn't being covered by the fire department all the way over here. It didn't have coverage, but the fire trucks were still able to come down over here and extinguish this fire. As we note here, the discoloration from the fire is slowly fading away and it's starting to look a bit more like its neighbour. Alright, so as our budget is starting to build up, we'll continue to build on our residential demand. Now I believe that ties about right there. We'll continue this one. However, we'll probably find that these don't have, and yes, they don't have water, so yeah, too much overlap there. A few more. Too far. Alright, so that has given us absolutely no overlap. Very, very little overlap. Fantastic. We've still got a lot of water available to us, and our power, well, it's getting close, so we probably will have to try and get another wind turbine down soon. In the meantime, we will fill in some residential here, and they should quickly populate. Alright, so our budget has started to build up a little bit more now. So as I made mention before, we had unlocked the ability to designate districts and set some policies. So let's have a look at those now. So if we go into the district tool here, and the first option here is paint districts. So we've got 3 tools here which we can use to designate the size of the district. So if we start here and select this area here, we can declare this a particular district, or another way you want to think of it, you can think of it as a suburb. I'll just pause this because we seem to be having a bit of a power issue. We still haven't reached the 6,000 credits yet to be able to get the wind turbine, but we'll be doing that very shortly. So as we have a look at this district here, we can choose to rename it. So we can call this the residential suburb, and I feel for some reason I've spelled that wrong. Well, look, I have. Fantastic. Of course, you need to actually accept that. And now we can decide to put a policy there. So the policies available to us are the power usage, water usage, and smoke detector. Now, as we don't actually have a fire department in this area, I think what we will do is we'll distribute some smoke detectors. And what we can also do is, while we are currently low on power, we can try and set the policy for power usage. It will cost us a little bit more, but it will save us a fair bit of power. So we'll enact those two, close that. Now if you want to have some policies that are more city-wide, you can just click on the policy button down here, and this will designate it for the whole city. From this view, you can also decide to click on the district, and it will go specifically to that district. So I'm going to close that, and it's back out to the overall city policies. So we'll close that one for now, leave the residential suburb here with power and smoke detectors policies enabled. As we notice, we've got the fire here being put out by our brave firefighters here in the commercial district. So those were the policies for the residential suburb. Now if we go over here and have a look, we can see that there's a bit of a discoloration in the ground, which has been caused by the pollution from the industry here. So if we were to go and draw another district here, let's go for a medium brush, get a bit more precise, and that's called it Fawn Park, which I don't mind the park bit. We might call this, let's go with something a bit redundant, Tree Park. Fantastic. Now, if you haven't already guessed, we're going to try and specialize this industry area to be the forestry. So now that you don't actually do through this. You go back into the districts, and these are options for here will specialize the industry in that area to be a particular type of industry. And for this purpose, we're going to be choosing the forestry industry. As you can see, it's put a little bit of a tree symbol down there. As we go out of that and resume play, all these buildings will get replaced with their green energy and tree plantations, tree factories, lumber mills, the relevant industrial buildings. Alright, so we've reached over that 6,000 credits, so let's get another meltdown. And we notice it's 8 megawatts this side, so pop you down there. And as that starts to kick in, we should have plenty of power again, and we'll go over to the residential suburb and turn off the power usage. Oh, look at this, we've even reached a population of 1,400, turning us into a tiny town, which has unlocked the decoration service. It's also enabled us to unlock level 2 unique buildings, which we will probably discuss in our next episode. We've also got 3 new policies: the pet ban, smoking ban, and parks and recreation. And we've unlocked the 2nd level in our education, the high school. So, what we might do is we might leave this here for now, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.